All right. So our next topic is the top 5 Eddie Murphy films according to each one of us.
Yes.
So
You want to start with me this time?
let's start with you.
Let's start with me.
Yeah.
Let's go. Right.
Honorable mentions first.
Honourable mentions. Everything Eddie's ever done is just an honourable mention because I just love that guy.
Even Pluto Nash.
Even Holy Man.
Wow, okay.
Even Dave.
Even Dave. All of it.
Okay.
No, not.
Right then.
Not Metro.
Even Norbit.
I love. Shut up about Norbit. I love
I
Norbit.
hate Norbit.
I love
Yeah.
Norbit. Fucking love Norbit.
Listen. I'm just going straight in.
Let's go.
Right. My number 5.
Yep.
All-star cast.
Cool.
Jamie Foxx, Beyonce, Jennifer Hudson, Dream
Dream
Girls.
Girls. Okay.
Yeah. In that, I saw a side of Eddie
That you hadn't seen before.
that he doesn't do.
Yeah, and he was brilliant.
And he was
Yeah.
absolutely amazing.
He was.
Yeah, but what they always say is the best comedy actors can do the depth.
Yeah.
They can go there.
Yeah.
And it's actually more poignant, man like Robin Williams and whatnot, one of the funniest men on screen can go there.
Yeah.
So that's my 5. Number 4,
Yeah.
Beverly Hills Cop.
First one, yeah?
First one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beverly Hills Cop, number 4. Because you got to remember, this is the 80s. And so I'm seeing the hero, a black man. And I'm like, well, that's what I see in my house. Like, oh, I can be that.
Yeah.
Because who was really there before Eddie? Like,
Not as a big star.
Yeah.
You got all your blacksploitation films from the 70s.
Yeah, but
Closest you had before you Sidney Poitier.
yeah.
Okay, yes.
And he
I
done
take that
To
back.
Serve With Love.
But again, he was literally the only one from the 60s.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was the only
Yes.
one that was like a star
Yeah. But
until Eddie.
because everything I'd seen with black people in were like Roots and things like that, and it was all very negative and very heavy.
Yeah.
Still had to be watched. These are iconic films, but like To Serve With Love, when he was the black teacher. Did you see To Serve With Love? Yeah. That's something I watched with their parents, one of those. But he was a black man. He was cool. He was funny. He had a gun. He drove cars. He did everything I wanted to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because when we was young and we played cops and robbers, we never wanted to be the robbers.
Yeah.
I didn't. I'm going to be the cop. You're the scumbag.
Yeah.
Right. So, my number 3, 48 Hours. Love 48 Hours. Once again, him and Nick Nolte, magic.
Yeah.
Wicked
Magic.
chemistry.
Yeah.
Wicked chemistry.
Magic. When he's in the bar, when he's singing Roxanne, when he's just like, yeah, go and get some trim. You want to go across the... one of those? And he's like, yeah, you want to go across the street? Yeah, I ain't got too long and blah, blah, blah.
And that is exactly what a man who's just come out of prison would be thinking.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
It is.
It
Yeah.
is. Like,
Yeah.
you've been in
Yeah.
prison all that time. Please,
Yeah.
anybody,
Yeah.
anything that moves, But he was so funny in it.
Honestly.
And I think that was the film that shot him to superstardom.
Yeah.
48 Hours. That
Yeah.
took him to the top.
Yeah.
That took him to the top.
Definitely.
Right. My number 2, Trading Places. For me, touched me in so many ways. It was just brilliant.
Yeah.
It was absolutely brilliant. Dan Aykroyd, I think that's Dan Aykroyd's best ever performance. He hasn't been in iconic films, but for me, that was like, I lived on that word for word. The amount of bits in there is just knitted together so well. White man trading places with a black man, and just, do you know what I mean? See, you got to understand as well. That's how I'm thinking. I'm seeing these black. Oh, what if the black man was there though? Like, for me, that's something. Because they're not usually there. Do you know what I mean? The scenes, hot tub, when it goes, it's a jacuzzi. You ain't jacuzzi nobody. Like, it's all panicking. And then he gets happy. Because when I was a kid, we had to fight in the term.
Yeah.
You
When
know,
you think of love
and your heart stop. Ha! And even something they wouldn't get away with today. Remember we spoke about this as well.
Yeah.
When Dan Aykroyd dressing up as a Jamaican.
And that's why it doesn't. Though I love that film, it doesn't make my top 5.
No, the thing is,
It doesn't make my top 5.
Me, I'm thinking about the time and when I was in it. So at the time, I must have been what? 9.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from.
I was 9,
yeah.
and I didn't see the connotation to that.
I can't go away from that, but I get you. I get you. 100%.
So I was lost in that.
Yeah.
So for me, when he comes in and he goes, Irie, I hope there's some space on the train for me. Will you be getting off of the stop at Beverly Love? Listen, that's how I know it. Yeah, because it just it was just funny. And then even Eddie trying to do the African wasn't that great. Do you know what I mean?
Wasn't great at all.
Yeah. You know, Merry New Year. Clarence Beeks. We say happy. You remember?
Yeah, we say happy.
So,
in this country, we say
and
happy.
I thought it was quite funny that he was doing the African.
Yeah.
He was doing the thing. Both of them were a bit iffy.
Yeah.
But it was funny. The other one from Sweden.
Yeah.
Then,
yeah.
what's his name? What's the actor?
Denham Elliott. Yeah.
Salute.
Denham Elliott.
Salute.
Yeah.
Been around forever.
Yeah.
Number 1.
I know it's going to be the same one as me.
There's only one.
I know it's going to be the same one as me.
as well.
Yeah, yeah.
The royal penis is clean, your house. I hope you don't mind me coming over. But I want to tear you apart. And your friend too. Coming to America.
Yeah.
Coming to America. Yeah?
Yeah.
We're going to speak about that one, but
Yeah.
we're moving. So
because it's probably all of our ones.
it's
anyway.
in there. So
yeah,
we'll talk about it together instead of me rinsing
yeah,
out the
yeah.
conversation.
So
Larry Holmes.
my honourable mentions.
Yes.
Trading Places. Like I said, I love that film.
Yeah, but it just...
But I just... And I understand exactly where you're coming from, Leon. It's from that time. But I just can't get away from it now, knowing what you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's a funny film.
Yeah.
It's a funny film.
Yeah.
Another honourable mention, the original 48 Hours. I love that film. Love the dynamic between Nolte and Eddie Murphy. Again, my only problem was the racism in it. And again, I get it. It's of the time, and I don't have a problem with. But there's a reason why I'm saying that, and you'll find out later when I'm going through my list. And one more honourable mention: Beverly Hills Cop 2.
2.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you know,
I know
obviously.
Beverly Hills Cop.
But
2
I love the whole Beverly Hills franchise. I even love Beverly Hills Cop 3. I know a lot of people don't like it.
I don't mind it.
I don't mind it.
I don't love it, but I didn't mind it at all. A lot of people didn't like it.
I'll still watch it if it comes on.
And they're gonna
happily.
make Beverly Hills Cop 4. I can't wait to see that. To be honest with you,
I'll be first.
Think of us
first in line.
I can
But-
face Judge Reinhold. Go for it.
yeah,
Stretch me. Shave the beard.
you know. But yeah, I just love Beverly Hills Cop 2. I love the fact that Bridget Nielsen was in it, even though she wasn't great as an actress. They managed to fit her in a perfect place.
Yeah.
It's the gang is back, you know. So, my number 5 is The Golden Child. I love that film, and if any Eddie Murphy film was to be remade today, that's the one that I would remake.
Right.
That is the one that I would remake. I love that film so much. And the Eddie played a blinder because he was trying to be serious in a lot of scenes, and that did work. But because you're watching a comedy and as a kid, you didn't get it until you were older.
Yeah.
When he's asking the guy, oh, what, you know, when you're serious about a girl and you want to marry her, you know, he's asking that old guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as a kid, you're like, what the hell? Like, oh, I don't
get
hear
on
that.
with that.
Yeah.
Get on
But
with
as
the
an adult, you're like, okay, yeah, let me hear that. And then it's weird. The Golden Child itself wasn't even a dude. It was a girl.
Yeah, little girl. Yeah.
Obviously,
I didn't know that for years.
Yeah.
I was like, hold on, that was a
That
girl.
was Charlotte Lewis playing.
I think Minty told me that, you know.
Okay,
That's
okay.
where I found out. Minty.
They got Minty.
Minty.
They got Minty. Charlotte Lewis playing opposite Eddie Murphy. Great looking woman.
Yeah.
And they actually put her in a stronger role for me than Eddie.
Because she could swing.
Yeah. Which was you know, beyond its time, you know.
But as a child, she was so beautiful. Not, you didn't know. It's not you're too young to grasp, but you know she's a beautiful looking woman. That was really,
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Charles Dance. Always rely on that guy to provide a powerful performance, no matter what he does.
Please,
Game of Thrones. Even
Last Action Hero.
I was just about Last Action Hero.
He was brilliant in that. I
Charles
love that.
Dance.
I just shot someone. Does anyone care?
Yeah.
Charles Dance, for me, is in the same boat
As
Alan Rick. Thank you.
Yeah.
You know.
3 was great.
They're like that.
Charles Dance.
Yeah,
Charles
they're like that.
Two peas in a pod.
Yeah.
I love Charles Dance. I think he's a
Two of the
fantastic
best
actor.
bad guys
Ever. And that guy can play a good guy, but he plays a bad guy like nothing.
Because even in Last Action Hero, it was a comedy, but he was joking.
he played it straight.
No.
He played it straight.
He had dark humour to him, but you were still scared of him.
Yeah.
I didn't believe he was just like a clown.
But
villain.
he made him,
Brilliant.
Golden Child, just smashed it.
Yes.
And then, for all us boxing fans, I forget his name now. But I shouldn't even have mentioned it because I forgot his name. But there was an 80s boxer in there as well.
Okay.
He was quite well known. But yeah, fantastic film.
Oh, wait. The best scene of that.
Go on.
I want the knife.
Let him say it again.
Please.
I want the knife.
But you know when it's like,
Please.
yes. Listen, I kept rewinding that bit. Me and my brother, I want the knife.
Oh man, that was funny.
Yeah, anyway.
Funny. Number 4.
Go on.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Well done.
For the same reason.
Yeah.
You see, back in those days, as obviously both of you know, but especially Leon would know, representation mattered.
Yes.
I can't get my mum nowadays to watch most films like she used to watch Eddie back in the day. And that's because she's used to black actors now.
Yeah.
Leading films, supporting leading films. Back then, very few.
Yeah.
And to have Eddie, someone who looks like us.
Yeah.
Even my mum found that powerful enough to sit down and watch the films with us. Because my mum was a typical African mother and wife. She was busy in the kitchen, busy.
I don't have
sorting
time
us
for
out.
these films.
Right, exactly. But she would sit down
And watch Eddie.
in that film, Beverly Hills Cop, and she'll still watch it now.
Yeah.
And that says a lot.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That film was seriously powerful to put a black man as a policeman, being streetwise as he is, schooling the two white guys on how to do proper police work. That, again, was ahead of its time. That was ahead of its time.
Unheard of.
And you got to remember, he wasn't even first choice for that. Sylvester
Stallone
again was
supposed to be,
but that was going to be a completely different movie. Yeah. So I commend the people who put Eddie Murphy in that role, because that role shot him. I know you said 48 Hours shot him to stardom. I believe that's true, but Beverly Hills Cop took him to superstar.
Cemented his
That put him as an A-lister.
Yeah.
100%.
I'd just say 48 Hours was the catalyst.
Yeah, definitely.
That was the
100%.
the springboard.
But Beverly
but he
Hills
had
Cop,
to make
that put him A-list.
Yeah,
A-list.
Gone.
You know what I mean?
When that finished, that was it.
Yeah.
He was never looking back.
No.
Yeah.
That Axel Foley tune.
Yeah.
But I wanted that jacket. That Detroit jacket.
Aquel.
And he came back in the third one, remember?
Yeah.
But did you know that guy
Yeah.
just improvised that?
Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
And he improvised it.
Yeah.
And Eddie weren't too happy because he upstaged him.
Okay.
In that scene. He weren't too happy. But he just improvised it and went, that's why it's like Aquel. Yeah. Quality.
Smashed it.
Quality.
Smashed it.
Beverly Hills Cop.
You know, Judge Rhinestone and the other guy, I forget his name. Smashed it out of the park. again, the guy, I forget his name, but he was in Total Recall as a bad guy.
Oh, the commissioner in
Yeah,
Beverly Hills Cop,
he's another solid actor you can always rely on
The
to
80s
smash
guy,
it.
what's his name? He was in Vice Versa.
The same guy I'm talking about.
No, you're talking about, what's his name?
The tall blonde guy he's talking
Yeah.
about.
The tall blonde guy.
Yeah.
What, out of the two? The two cops?
No, not the cops.
Who runs
The
Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the blonde guy.
Judge Reinhold. Yeah.
I love that guy.
I love that guy.
Where did he go?
He had a bit of a career, but it just fizzled out. It just fizzled out. But one thing I do like about that, one thing that they did that they were ahead of their time again was the dynamic between Eddie and him.
Yeah.
Because obviously you had the, maybe not racist, but maybe prejudiced cop in the other one.
Weren't familiar with black people.
Yeah. And you know, and then you had the other one who was a little bit younger, a little bit cooler, a little bit like maybe not cooler, but a little bit more
suggestion
a little
and
bit
new things.
Right.
Yeah.
And I love the part in that where he tells him, look, this is because he's supposed to be driving him to the airport, innit? And he's telling him, look, this is what's gonna happen. This is and then Judge Reinhold's character just goes, all he did was ask me to drive you to the airport. Now I'm gonna screw that up too. Like he's and then he goes, Billy, I love you. I just fell in love with you. I love that bit. And then because they cement that in the 2 and in the 3 as well.
Yeah.
So I love that about that. I love that about that.
I like the way that you make a valid point that they were very stiff. They weren't familiar with your kind. And by the time you get to Beverly Hills Cop 3, best of friends. But it was natural. It did. Yeah, they just grew. And everyone grew into everyone.
Let me just go off a quick tangent, but it's to do with Beverly Hills Cop because of what you just said. You know they grew together and they stuck to that because in 3, you've seen 3, haven't you?
Yeah.
So there's a scene in 3 when he goes to the dinner. Do you remember where the villain is at?
Yeah.
And he Judge Reinhold this guy, please, he starts going, please don't, and he goes forward, he does his thing, and he knows and he tries to hide.
Anyway?
But then what does he do? When everyone is going for Axel and punching him up, what does he do? Goes to his friend, grabs them. That's a brethren. That's the kind of man you want. With fighting at your back.
Win or lose.
Yeah, man. Number 3.
Wait, is that number 3?
Yeah, listen, that's because that was my number 4.
Okay.
Number 3. Another 48 hours.
Okay.
Now, I love 48 hours. But I don't, especially for the time, I didn't like the dynamic between Nolte and Eddie in the beginning with the whole racism thing. Although he does explain it in the movie at the end where he's trying to keep him down, so I get it. But what I love about 2 is the roles are reversed. The roles are reversed. And you even hear it when he goes, oh, so you're in trouble with the law this time. Good. As much as it hurts you keep my money. You know, that shit always makes me feel bad. Now I'm sure I don't want to go with you.
Yeah, it was great.
And the things that he just, like, then he went and told the people at the hospital when he had an accident, oh yeah, he's a paedophile. I'm trying, just so he can get him in his custody. Do you know? Do you know what I mean? The madness. And then there's a little bit also when they go, the guys go to see that girl, the Asian girl.
Yeah.
And then he's at the door in the hotel where they're at. And then he goes, Miss Angel, pizza delivery. And she goes, I just gotta get something on. And he goes, she's naked.
Yeah.
And he's looking for
it's like the slammer.
Bro. There were so many good bits in that film.
Yeah. But going back to what you said, it's like the whole Beverly Hills thing.
Yeah.
Like, because that was before Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah.
So you see the transition from racism.
Yeah.
And I really don't familiarize myself. The only time I see you is when I'm arresting you. You type of people. And it really does change. And it really does soften.
Because they're supposed to be mates. Because maybe he even took money out of his... he took money to buy a car out of his thing. So and then even the way it ended, when obviously you're a straight policeman and you've got this, because he had another bag of money from the Iceman, and then he goes, I'll meet you in the hospital and we'll talk about it. That means obviously you're gonna divvy it out. You know what I mean? that shows how much still they're brethren. You know what I mean?
Nick knows.
So I love that. Love that, man.
The growth.
Speaking of which, 'cause I remember what you said before. Young Tisha Campbell was in there as well.
Was she?
Yeah, and she was the daughter of the guy that was protecting Eddie in jail.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
And he was supposed to give her money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Give my daughter.
For the second time, you will repay your debt to me.
Yeah.
I thought, if a man, boy.
I was like, I'm not going to jail. Thank
You know what I mean?
Just in case he's there.
No, not for me.
Yeah.
Right. The second one, my second favorite Eddie Murphy film, is one that's not very popular with people. But I remember me and my brother sitting down, watching this film, laughing our heads off. We asked permission from our parents to take this film because they thought it's an Eddie Murphy movie. Yeah, it's not too bad. You have a couple of swear words. Yeah. And they watched it and they were like, erase that.
Oh, for real.
And that's Harlem Nights.
Oh.
Harlem Nights. Me and my brother to this day, we love that film.
That's what I'm saying. It's
And that was one of the first films to have an almost all-black cast. You know?
Bomb now, didn't it?
Yeah. It bombed, but
bombed. It's a cult classic now.
It's a cult classic.
It's a cult classic.
And the thing is, so you got, like, as you guys just said, you've got Eddie, you've got three generations of comedy.
Yeah.
You've got Eddie Murphy. You got the guy who brought Eddie Murphy on somewhat in Richard Pryor. Then you got the guy Richard Pryor learned from, Red Fox.
Yeah, Red Fox.
You know what I mean?
Red Fox.
It's like, wow.
The
then
original.
you've got solid female actress in Della Reese. Della Reese played a blinder. Respect to you, Della Reese. She played a blinder.
Yeah.
I never, because you remember after that, you see Della Reese in Touched by an Angel. Playing this nice.
Yeah.
And you're looking at her in
Same
Harlem.
person?
You know what I mean?
What happens what you did back then?
She was like, oh, yeah, no, we got to fight. That's fighting, you know what I mean? And then she's all busting up Eddie Murphy. And then Eddie Murphy gets the trash can and go, oh, you want to hit people with garbage cans. Now I got to cut you.
Yeah.
And then she's like, yeah, shoot it. Oh, man. Harlem Nights. That was a fan. Even Arsenio Hall was in that.
Yeah.
That film was fantastic, and it shows, as you'll see in Eddie's films, that he loves to bring people in.
He always has.
He's one of the few black actors that will bring other black actors in. He was the first to put Chris Rock in a film.
Yeah.
You know, in Beverly Hills Cop 2, I think. You know, he's done it numerous. He'll bring back actors like he did with Wesley Snipes as well. He showed that bringing in Richard Pryor, who was by then done.
And Superman.
Yeah,
4 was
and Red Fox, who was definitely done by that point.
Yeah.
And brought them back in. You know what I mean?
Because they were obviously his heroes and he wanted them.
Right.
You know
So
what I mean?
that film, I recommend people watch that film. It didn't get critical rating, but it's funny.
Yeah, Arsenio was so dumb in it. He was so dumb.
Oh, man.
You know, one honourable mention we didn't forget. Oh, wait, just in case you come out.
Oh, just because he hasn't done his list yet, so you never know. So I'll leave my number one because we all know what it is.
Yeah.
We'll speak about it later.
Yeah.
So my honourable mentions are going to go a little bit off key. But there's a reason for them. So my honourable mention is Beverly Hills Cop 1. And there's a reason for that.
Okay.
There's a reason for that.
Right.
I love Beverly Hills Cop 1. There's so many moments. I just like, even the first time you meet the captain in the office, the dynamic between Eddie and his captain is brilliant. But yeah, there's a reason why Beverly Hills Cop is an honourable mention for me. 48 Hours is an honourable mention for me.
Yeah.
Again, the dynamic between Nick Nolte and the best scene you can't have is when Eddie walks into the bar, and I won't say the word because I will never say that word, but when he pulls out the badge and he literally establishes the change of power in that scene, and the look on everyone else's
your worst nightmare.
Yeah.
And
Did it with a badge.
Yeah. And it's just like
that was did it. Did it with a badge.
Like the moment that all the hicks are just like.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Shit, we can't do that.
Yeah, we can't do nothing.
You could just see that I hate you.
Yeah.
I know you, but I hate you.
But I can't do jack about it.
Yeah.
It's just brilliant. Like, it's just the moment you can show that the entire cinema would have been like,
that's the balance shift.
Yeah. Big time.
You know,
big time.
You walked in there and just through just personality and charisma.
Yep.
I'm gonna own this while watching it.
Yeah, big time. Next one, Shrek. Because I love him voicing Donkey. I don't care what anyone says.
You know what?
He's still...
That is
he
a
steals
really
the
good
film.
choice.
He steals the
Yeah.
damn film.
He does. He does.
steals the
Without
film.
him,
Yeah.
He
it's,
does.
It's not that good.
No.
Like,
He
he
does.
steals the film straight away.
He does.
The moment that his character turns... And you love the... Eddie imbues so much emotion and comedy within that animal so well that you forget sometimes it's a cartoon.
Yeah, you do. You
Because
do.
Eddie's just so damn good in it.
You do.
Dolomite, just because he's gone back and still it's a renaissance for his career. We won't talk about Coming to America too, but Dolomite literally it's Eddie going, right, I can still do this, and he does.
And he does.
And he plays a straight character, and with a comedic film.
Yeah.
And he even gives Wesley Snipes the ability to outstage him.
Yeah.
In a comedy,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
I give huge respect for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Now the last one, which is definitely going to probably turn all your noses up, but there's a reason for this one. It didn't work when they made it. They tried to do something at the time, which I applaud them for doing. They tried to do a horror comedy.
I know what you're gonna say, and
Yeah.
I actually didn't
Yeah.
mind it.
I liked it.
I didn't mind
I liked
it.
it.
Vampire in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I didn't mind it.
I liked it.
I didn't mind it.
I liked it.
I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it at all. Yeah, no, I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it.
Yeah.
But then again, I was at that time I was sold on Angela Bassett, so
Yeah,
you put Angela
yeah.
Bassett in
Angela
anything,
Bassett,
I'm watching it.
anything.
Yeah.
Just like Kadeem's brilliant in that film. Kadeem is amazing in that film.
Yeah.
He's awesome. But the
Even
moment-
John Witherspoon.
Bang, 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 bang.
This is my house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you stay.
Yeah.
But no,
right.
it's the moments where he's on the stage as the Reverend, and then he changes to the gangster, and then like it threw back the nostalgic element of what Eddie Murphy does so well, and that's play multiple characters
Yeah.
and just pull them off.
The hair.
Yeah.
Oh.
The hair.
Yeah, It's just
Because we
brilliant.
know we're just like,
Yeah.
you got to play. You got to do a film and
Yeah.
play.
Mess around.
Yeah,
basically.
like really, and it's black cast, and it's just a comedy. It's just stupid,
Yeah.
and that's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the makeup.
I forgot about that film.
I forgot about
I
that
did.
film.
That's a definite
Do you know?
honourable mention.
Just a quick one. Do you know who else was in that film? I don't know his name, but he was Wesley Snipes' right hand man from New Jack City.
The lead copper in it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't think of his
can't remember
name.
his name. Yeah.
Good looking kid. Can't think of his name.
Yeah, good show.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay, so number 5. I don't know if you guys won't even like this film, but for me, I love it because of what I did with it, and that's Bowfinger. I love Bowfinger. I don't care what anyone
I
says.
didn't mind Bowfinger.
I didn't mind it.
I didn't mind it.
Just it's the bit where the way he plays himself, and when he shoots the symbol, it goes like, I don't get. What do you do? All those moments I love in the film, and when you first meet the double of him, he's like, it's like he's so innocent, and Eddie plays it so well, and then just like the actual idea of the film itself and the ridiculousness of the film they make at the end. It's like, because you know you have that thing as an actor, you want to make a film, and you're sitting there watching in the cinema watching it, and everyone's like, can't wait to see it, and it's just a terrible movie, but it's just seeing all the delight on all their faces of what they've made. But Eddie he probably steals the film. When he's running across the highway, he's like, that whole scene is brilliant. It's just it's an iconic scene for me. So Bowfinger for number 5.
Okay.
Life for number 4.
that's what was.
Wow!
No, remember when I said I'm gonna do my honourable mention?
Life.
But I thought you might come up with it.
Yeah.
Life.
Life.
How can we forget life?
I'm ashamed of myself.
Ashamed.
I'm ashamed of myself.
Jangling. Jangling. What? Bernie Mac.
You gonna eat your cornbread?
Nigga, my damn home. That's damn show.
My cornbread. Hey. Jangling. Bernie Mac in that.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's just
The
brilliant.
cast.
the cast.
Yeah.
The whole,
cast.
again, mostly
Brilliant.
black cast.
And you
Brilliant.
generally feel gutted when they part ways towards the third act of the film, and he just leaves and was like, I'm done with you, and they part ways. I felt gutted. I was sad. And when they meet up at the baseball game at the end.
Yeah, or when they were trying to go with the baseball guy.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Bokeem Woodbine, by the way.
where are you going?
Yeah.
Bokeem, salute, one of my favourite actors.
Yeah, met him at Wildcard, big up you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh,
Well done, well done,
That film
well done.
so made that.
Well done.
Respect
Yeah.
for
Seeing
that one.
Martin Lawrence and Eddie together.
Yeah,
and
that
what they
was
had.
two comic geniuses. Yeah,
It's brilliant. And like even like the establishing scene where you see him back in the club at the start, and the way Eddie's playing it, he's got no damn money, he gets thrown out, and just the cockiness he has, the confidence he has before he gets thrown out, it's brilliant.
Yeah, man.
Number 3, Night Professor. I love Nutty Professor. I don't care what everyone says. Like
I do.
Hercules, I just love it.
I do
love it.
like Nutty
love
Professor, but I see that more as a B list of what he's done.
Yeah, but for me, I was like 8 when it came out.
Right, right.
Okay.
Yeah, and I watched
it makes
that.
sense. It makes sense. Think about it. We was like coming up to like 15 or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
it was childish.
Yeah, it was.
It was funny
childish.
and it was childish. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like the moment where he pulls off Chris Rock's, not Chris Rock.
No, Dave
Chappelle.
Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle.
See,
So it's
another one he brought in.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle's
Yeah.
first.
I heard dreadlocks.
But shitlocks? Oh yeah, I love that film. I love that film. And I think because the Jerry Lee Lewis one, the original Night Professor, is still good for what he did back
Brilliant.
in the 70s.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Like, what he could do physically, that's what Lee Evans does now. You know, it was brilliant. But Eddie just
He was actually a genius, you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Singing,
Yep.
dancing,
Yep.
acting.
Yep.
Like to do comedy through just movement is one of the most
Hardest
difficult things
Yeah.
to do, and he did it with ease.
Yeah.
When him and Dean Martin got together,
yeah.
I used to love them, you know. I used to love them films.
Yeah.
Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis.
Yeah.
Hey. Okay, sure.
So obviously, I put Beverly Hills Cop 1 outside. Beverly Hills Cop 2 is my number 2. The reason being, it was the first one that I saw. I saw Beverly Hills Cop 2 first.
Right.
I think it's because there's slightly more harsh language in the first one. I was very young when I saw it.
Right.
So it's like you see the first one later. So I came to number 1 later on.
Okay.
But number 2 I saw first, and I don't
that-
care what you
that's
saw.
understandable.
I had pretended to be Johnny Wishbone wherever I went. I'm Johnny Wishbone.
Johnny
I'm
Wishbone.
those scenes where Eddie has to improvise, and what I found out about later on was the fact that Eddie Murphy, kind of like me, I've never had coffee. Eddie had never had coffee or stimulant. They gave him coffee for that scene where he has to walk in, and they said he couldn't calm him down. He was just off the rails.
Wow.
Because he'd never touched a stimulant. Like, he didn't have sugar or anything like that. Didn't have sugar, no sweets. Never had coffee. They gave him coffee for the scene, and he just went off and created Johnny Wishbone.
Okay.
And there's this
That makes sense why he spoke like that then. Yeah.
But it's so almost, even when he turns up, when he goes to the station at the beginning of the movie, and now he's all well dressed with a sports car at the front, and he's getting him to hide in the car with his phone, all those bits. I love those moments.
Brilliant.
And they're like, come take a dip in this pool. And they fall in. All those bits I love. And then when he confronts him in the Playboy Mansion, that's a brilliant scene.
Oh, and Hugh Hefner shows up.
Yeah. It's such a great scene.
He goes, Hugh Hefner. I'm sorry, I feel I already know you. You know, sometimes I have your magazine. Well, that doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
He's just brilliant in that.
Oh,
That's why
man.
Beverly Hills Cop 2 is my favourite. And then
Cool.
you guys know what number 1's going to be. We've all said it.
We've all said it.
Because it is Eddie at his absolute finest, and that is...
Say, can you see I'm coming to America?
There you go.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Listen.
Why?
Go for it.
Why is it one of the greatest films? Not just an Eddie film, one of the greatest films
I
of
agree
the
with that.
80s.
So I told someone that I thought that film should have won an Oscar.
Should have.
And they laughed at me. But they don't understand.
The barriers that broke down, and and how iconic it is, and who's in it.
And I think, first of all, to answer your question, there's so many answers to that question.
I know.
But first of all, to answer your question, the cast.
Yep.
From James L. Jones, who you wouldn't even expect to be in that sort of movie,
No.
to obviously Eddie Murphy, to John Amos,
Who doesn't... I don't think he has aged. But for the 90s, he didn't age at all.
to the lady that played his wife, who's now dead, but she was his partner in Roots as well, if you remember.
Yeah. Earlier on.
Right. To Arsenio Hall. To who else was in there?
Faison.
Faison. Is it Donald Faison or Frankie Faison?
Frankie
Faison. Frankie Faison.
Who also
to the guy from ER. What's his name?
Daryl. He plays Daryl, but I don't know his name.
Because he was in
Yeah, the light skin brother.
Yeah. He was also in Logan. He was in Logan as well.
Yes.
Yeah. And I knew his name. Oh, that's gonna annoy me now, man.
Okay.
But
Samuel Jackson.
Samuel Jackson, Cuba. Oh, they didn't do much. Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yeah.
The cast was just crazy, crazy.
Randy
good.
Watson.
Yeah, but that first of all. Then you've got the two guys coming back from trading places.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've got the one who plays the love interest, who was actually married to Play.
Yeah.
From
Lisa, the one that played Lisa, yeah, they were married. Yeah.
Play from Kid and Play.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was actually married to him, which I found really interesting.
Yeah, it didn't work out well.
Just even the white guy, because I forget his name.
The comedian.
Yes.
The comedian.
Because I used to watch him back in the day when I was a kid.
Yeah. Eddie brought him in.
Yeah, Eddie brought him in.
Because he was on the circuit with Eddie certain
right.
times.
It was just wall to wall to wall laughter.
Yeah.
And what I love about that film, and I'm going to give the floor to you. I'm sorry, because I can go on all day about this film.
Yeah, we know.
But what I love about that film was not only was it funny from every scene.
Yes.
Every scene was funny.
There was no filler.
There was no filler. Every scene was funny. Even when they weren't trying to be funny, it was funny. Right? But with that, because sometimes you get comedies which are funny, but the acting's a bit pants. The acting was spot on with that film.
Yeah.
So not only did you have great comedic timing, you had great acting to go with it. And that's why till today, that film
stands the test of time.
Yeah.
It 100%. I give the floor to you two. I give the floor to you two. So
Right.
I could go on.
My turn to take floor. Right. So first of all, what I love about the film is its innocence.
Yeah.
The innocence of, the unknown. This is new.
Yeah.
This is new, and they're just putting it out there. The way this was massive in Japan, China, like it was huge out there. They didn't know us. One of
They
those.
didn't particularly like us either, especially in China.
Yeah, didn't particularly like us, but it was the way, oh, wait a minute, they're not all drug dealers. They're not all criminals. They're funny. These are funny people. Yeah. And like you said, scene to scene, iconic lines. In every scene, you can pick an iconic line.
Yes.
Yep.
Every single scene.
We did this.
We've done it.
We've done it, didn't we?
We've done it.
Yeah.
I could write the subtitles as it goes, if I could write quick enough. But I know it. We know it word for word. I've watched it a million times. Me and my brother. I'm sure you and your brother. And that's all we do. I'll pick up the phone. Do you know what I mean? When I say he's got his own money, like, listen,
the boy's got his own money.
He did it this time. Yeah, John Amos. Unsung hero in that film. Absolute king in that film.
His smile when he opens the door and accepts him in.
Yeah.
And then closes the door.
And she's like, Daddy. Yeah. It's absolutely brilliant. The way James Earl Jones plays it, like the father.
Yeah.
I know I do. All I got to is I know I do.
Oh man.
Yeah, like every scene, everything, even the way it's shot, it looked, the crown was a bit sweetie-ish, but it didn't matter. And I think it was the innocence of it. It was just to see things on a grand scale.
And the palace is beautiful. When you first see
it,
you can imagine living there.
Bark like a dog. Like every scene is just bang on.
Eric Lassell.
Eric Lassell.
That's
Lassell.
It was going to bug me. Eric Lassell.
So you had to dig that one out.
I had to.
So the music, the soundtrack, even at the beginning. Listen, I even know that bit word for word. Don't muck around with me.
Me and my cousins used to dance to the end credit song.
We
used to dance to that all the time. All the time.
Brilliant.
It's
best comedy. One of the best for me.
One of the best
comedies.
One of the best for me. One of the best.
Definitely the best comedy for me in the 80s.
Yes.
One of the best comedies. One of them of all time.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And I think how we all feel about the sequel says that. Says it all.
The sequel, that
I didn't make it through the first 20
top 10. That ain't in the top million. I promise you. I put 1 million films before that. Yeah.
Eddie, love you, but
I put Grange Hill before that.
Jeez.
Yeah, Biker Grove.
Wow.
Yeah.
Come down to the Grove.
Yeah.
Damien, please.
I try to pick up what hasn't already been
I
covered.
know, I'm sorry.
Oh, there's still plenty.
There's plenty.
There's plenty, but I'll go with a simple thing for me, and that
Yeah.
is the reason why I love Eddie and even Arsenio Hall in this. And Eddie just was at the top of his game when it came to playing so many different bloody characters. And you can't have a more iconic version of Eddie in the barbershop scene in the first movie. You just can't do it. Like him going from the Jewish guy to the barber to being Akeem in the chair.
What is it, velvet? It's a lion, bro.
It's just
Killed it.
It's just those moments, and the thing is, when we look back at it now, people will say, "Oh, but you know, it's politically incorrect to do that," and blah blah blah. But Eddie did it again in the new one, even though I haven't seen that scene, 'cause I didn't watch to that part of the film. But I had no issue him doing that. You know, okay, I'm not Jewish, I can't take much offense, but I had no issue him playing a white person because Eddie does it with passion and
let me just go on a tangent because I think me and you spoke about this before. So a lot of people. Okay, I just want to go on a little segue on this quickly, right? A lot of people think the same thing means it's equal.
No,
it doesn't. I'll give you an example of this, and I'll go to the example to that one that Damien just said.
Yeah.
If I call a woman a bitch, that's derogatory. If I say to a woman that I know, "You're the finest bitch I ever seen," that's a term of endearment. That's not the same thing. It's the same word, but it's not equal.
It's context.
Right? Right. People have to remember that the reason why blackface is frowned upon is because that was what was used to mock black people for hundreds of years. That is not the same as someone pretending to be a white person. A black person pretending to be white. That's just a recent thing, and that's only been for acting purposes. That's never been to mock a white person. That's the difference, and that's why it's not the same.
Bullywug.
Yeah. So just letting that out there. Please continue.
I will say the only person that has been allowed to do it and get away with it was Danny Jr. in Tropic Thunder, because as far as I can see, he does it bloody well.
Well, the problem.
I know it's controversial, but
I didn't have a problem with that, and I'll tell you why. Because he wasn't playing a black person.
No,
he was playing
so he sends it
right.
Up. He sends it.
Do you see what I'm saying? There was a difference.
He was so smart on how he did it.
Yeah,
he knew there's a thin line between racism and I could get my ass cancelled.
Right.
But you knew he was white.
Yeah,
he was being white, pretending how white people think black people would be.
Right.
And so it was.
And it's also the fact that the white actor that he plays is an asshole. He's playing an asshole.
He done it brilliantly.
So that is different from just playing blackface.
Yes.
So you can't include that because a lot of people do say that as well. So white people,
white actors playing Othello back in the 80s and putting on fucking boot polish. No.
Yeah.
So we'll go that one. But when Eddie did that scene, I was just. There's not one moment I wasn't on the floor laughing as a child. And I saw that film when I was like 9.
What is it, velvet? He beat Joe Lewis's ass. Don't muck around.
But it's even the way he physically embodied. Like, Eddie has the ability to be a comedian. And this is the thing, like, it's not just a comedy thing with him. You have to be an actor of a specific talent to be able to embody someone physically and change the way you move. Your face, everything else. Like, most people get away on their acting, playing straight characters, and don't have to do a lot with their face. When you really think of good, solid actors today, like, they don't have to contort their face in certain ways to change expression to give a different character. They can play it pretty much the same, but still convey what you need to convey for that character. Eddie had to literally go out there and create different characteristics for the facial muscles when they moved. He was a classic.
He ran around set, you know. They dressed him up and he ran around set pretending he wasn't Eddie. And they did.
Because he got John Amos. I remember seeing an interview with John Amos, and he got John Amos like that. He did. He got him.
And then you've got him doing that, and at the same time, his counterpart is doing just as well.
Arsenio.
They just fed off him.
How can you not? How can you not? He's that good that he just infects people around him.
And it's like he's almost like he's giving you the words to say.
I've always said this. Eddie is a comedy genius.
Yes.
He is up there with the Richard. In fact, for me, he's better than Richard Pryor. For me, he's better than Richard Pryor. You know what I mean? He is a comic genius. I'm quite sure that after years of being away from doing stand-up, he could do stand-up tomorrow and be better than most stand-up comedians in the world.
This is why I said to you guys that with my top actors, that's why I've always put Eddie Murphy and Robin Williams are always in my top 5 actors because they are able, as you touched on earlier with Dreamgirls, even when we played Mr. Church, to be able to segue between comedy and do drama at the height of the top of both of them. Like, they are so good at both. They're not kind of like, you know, mediocre at comedy and great at drama, or mediocre drama and great comedy. They're fucking brilliant at both of them.
They're just great actors.
Yeah, and Eddie, like, there's nothing he has done that I have not laughed at. I mean, there are films that I won't watch, unfortunately, because the scripts are terrible, but there's nothing Eddie does.
It's still funny, though.
It's still funny.
Like even Holy Man.
Yeah.
It's still funny.
It's
It
still
really
funny,
is.
but, like,
It's got some moments.
Like Tower Heist, I was looking forward to it so much. It wasn't great, but the bits I love is a bit where Eddie gets dragged away. And it's like, bitch! It's like, you want to hear Eddie.
Yeah.
Like, Eddie can swear, and it can, like, anyone else can swear. It's not funny.
Yeah.
Eddie's got to swear once, and I'm on the floor laughing because if his delivery, Eddie has got something.
What's the film with Owen Wilson?
Oh, the Spy.
Yeah.
I Spy.
Remember when he's talking through him?
Yeah.
What was the song he was singing?
I can't think of that.
Yeah, he's
I
singing the
Spy.
song and he's making, you know, Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
The other thing is, like, even the films you don't want to already mention, like Metro, it's not a great film, but Eddie is still bloody good in it.
Eddie's still Eddie, yeah.
Eddie's still Eddie in it.
Just a poor script.
It's just
very poor script.
Eddie just went through this kind of phase of choosing scripts that didn't really, not what it suited him, they weren't well written, you know? And I still watch Metro if it's on TV.
What about Dr. Dolittle?
You know what, the first one I didn't mind.
I didn't mind the first one
I didn't mind.
either.
The second one, not so much. The first one I didn't mind.
The second one I didn't like.
Like, I'd sit and watch that with my son.
But you see Dr. Dolittle, you see them things that he done were absolutely genius moves. Because Dr. Dolittle just goes through the ages now.
Yeah.
Shrek goes through the ages.
yeah,
Nutty Professor through the ages. Norbit through the ages. A different generation.
And a lot of
watches them
people
all
talk
the
about
time.
Norbit, not liking Norbit. I loved Norbit. I love Norbit. For me, Norbit, this is just going off a tangent because we were talking about Coming to America, obviously, but Norbit for me was the same as Last Action Hero was for Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's meant to be stupid. I remember when I showed my missus Norbit, and I said, before you watch this, I'll just let you know, this is a stupid film. It's a really stupid film, like really, really stupid. And she got that, and she loved the film. She loved it. So as long as you go in knowing that, just like Last Action Hero, you know, okay, he's sending up himself. He's taking a piss out of himself, basically. You know that going in,
or not?
Right? You know that going in.
Hi, you didn't know I was going to say that. You always say that. I'll be back.
Yeah. So, anything else?
That's pretty right.
That's it.
I think. Yeah, that's it.
Well, guys, I hope you've really enjoyed that list from all of us of top 5 Eddie Murphy films. I know I did.
I know I did.
But yeah, please let us know in the comments down below your top 5 Eddie Murphy films. Do you agree with our lists? Did we miss something that you think it should be up there? Let us know in the comments down below what you think. And with that, the show is over. So, Damien.
I'm so exhausted, I don't even know where I exist anymore. We're filming this at 1 a.m. now, people. That's where we're at.
Yeah.
So you can find me asleep on Larry's couch for the next week until the next show. And the Damien Ashley Act, Twitter, Damien Ashley, Instagram, and all that good stuff.
And Leon.
You can find me here, right here. Message me. Talk to me, man. Talk back.
Okay.
I hope you don't mind me coming over. But I want to tell you.
And you can find me at LarryOlubamiwo on Twitter and at LarryOlubamiwo on Instagram. Please look at our IMDB pages, see what we've been in, what we want to be in, so on and so forth. And please share, like, subscribe, and please turn on your notifications. Get ready to watch the next topical show coming up.
Yeah, as always, if you want to talk about something, let us know. Write it down in the comments. If there's something we haven't covered, let us know.
Let us know.
Yep. And with that, see you later.
You must be out of your goddamn mind.